Начал? Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. We continue our webinar session, and we think that right now it's the best time to speak with our telematics community. Everyone right now staying at home, trying to keep themselves safe. Meanwhile, we can talk more about telematics market and products. Today, I got probably the most popular product in fuel monitoring field, and at that time, the simplest device. I mean, full level sensors, DUT-E. Okay, let's take a look a little bit about our presentation. Here we can see the different types of our full level sensors. It's our classic capacitive sensor, our differential sensor with DUT electrode, which we are calling DUT-E2 and the third one is full level sensor with inbuilt GSM model. It's like two devices in one sensor, tracker and sensor, in one single device. You can insert SIM card in the head of that sensor. And the latest sensor that we produce is wireless sensor with Bluetooth BLE technology without any wires. On that presentation, we will take a look about our tasks, design, installation, application, and different other points. So the main tasks of full level sensors are to know the real volume and full level in the tank. The second is for sure is to prevent any fuel thefts from the tank. And the third one is fuel monitoring, but let's not forget that it's indirect way to monitor fuel consumption. If you want to know direct fuel consumption and to know operation time, different modes of engine, so better to look at our fuel flow meters, which we're calling DFM. Full level sensor could be installed, in many types of vehicle. It's truck, tractors, railroad machineries, or stationary objects. Probably all objects that have tanks with fuel. We can monitor fuel with that kind of stuff. The main specifications of our full level sensors are all our sensors working by capacitive operation principle. Our inaccuracy is about 1%, but we can make inaccuracy a little bit better with 0 and 5 by using our calibration automatical station. Is made for quick automatic calibration of full tank with high accuracy. And this station you can connect to your smartphone and to make a cup of tea and while you just something drinking, every configuration that should be will be made by the station. Also, you can pay attention about our temperature range. Maybe you remember some our old partners could remember that sometimes we use our full level sensors with black color head, but we changed that because some African countries, Latin American countries, they have very warm weather when the sun can the head of the sensor is insane. So we changed to gray color, and it gave us temperature range a little bit more higher. And also you can pay attention to our ingress protection rating. It's IP 55 and 57. We're trying to give just real numbers. I just can't even imagine when you will need to measure fuel under the water. So it's only real numbers here. Here on this list, we can see what models of fuel level sensor we produce. We produce fuel level sensors with a lot of interfaces like CAN bus interface, the simple analog one, and some Modbus interfaces like 485 and 232. And our sensors also is have explosion protection. Here you can see design of our fuel level sensors, where you can see measuring head with microcontroller inside of the head, our interface cable. But cables could be different. It depends on interfaces. If we are using CAN bus interfaces, it's another cable, or it can be no interfaces if we are using our wireless sensor with BLE. And of course, it's measurement part. It's a probe with capacitive construction, and on the bottom we have a bottom stop. It's spring like this on the bottom, and screen filter, which allow us to protect sensor from water, to not get short circuit, and to protect probes from mud. Here you can see how our microcontroller and board is used. Sorry, we have some little bit technical issue. Just wait a moment. Okay, it's back. We using rather strong processors for running inbuilt analytics, edge computer, and IoT burger technology. So here you can see how this kind of stuff is working. For example, if you don't use if you're using like this full level sensor without bottom stop, just wait a moment. Okay, some technical issue again. I can't just start up this GIF. When we install full level sensor without bottom stop, while moving vehicle, the tube can flatten a little bit, and you will get a little bit more inaccuracy. So you can use this one. So it has a hard connection to the bottom of the tank, so it always will be stable, and you will get better accuracy with that thing. And you will here on the second picture, you can see how our screen filter is working. It protects against water, because such capacitive sensors don't work with water and that kind of liquid. So you don't, in every tank, sometimes it will be water on the bottom of the tank, and this kind of stuff can protect your sensors from short circuit cut. Here you can see more about our technologies, and I mean IoT burger. Technology allows to proceed maximum data on board of the sensor in the head It detects full fill up and full drain events. It can carry our self-diagnostic log data, events journal, sensors memory, and so on. And also this technology can help you to configure your sensor while Bluetooth from your smartphone. It's rather simple thing when you don't have good access to a tank. On this list, you can see our S6 technology, which better to say like our cable system, which allows you to add a lot of sensor here. You can add full flow meter in one system with one cable, a lot of full level sensors up to I see that you started to answer some questions, but I will try to end this presentation, and then we will spend time. I will answer to all your questions. About functionality and signal adjustment. As you know, the chemical properties of the fuel are such that fuel can change on with influence of temperature, and with that function you can get the real data and the real information about what's going on with fuel, because you know when the weather rather cold. Let's just speak about African markets. You know, on the night, it's in some countries it could be very cold weather, and fuel volume is decreasing while cold weather. But on the day, the sun very light, it can warm up the tank and so on, and fuel is increasing. So you can with this function you can get the real information about fuel and its volume and level. Here you can see our functionality of our software that we develop, self-diagnostic and journal. DUT-E checks the quality of data, its own operability. So you can get here the cause of different errors. You can understand what's going on with the sensor. Sensor will understand what is going on. Is it some mood in the probe? Is it after water you get a short circuit? You will receive an error about it. So there we comparing just different types of interfaces, like an analog, it's a old one. Later we started to produce digital with Modbus, RS 485 and 232, and I think the most modern solution right now is CAN bus full level sensor. And here you can see what the difference between these interfaces, like the simple one analog with digital and with CAN bus. As I see, it's a little bit mistake here. With CAN bus interface, you can connect near 16 full level sensors in one system by using, like you see here, one cable system. You can use our T connectors. You can just connect them in one system, and it will go to one tracker by one cable, one input. Also, CAN bus full level sensor can help and provide you event registration and login. You can get operation time monitoring split by different operation modes of onboard network. You can receive temperature of fuel right now and so on. This is the list of our delivery set. Also, you can remember that for our big partners or partners that have very big projects with a lot of vehicles or stationary objects, we can change these delivery sets. We can change our mounting plates. We have different angles with psi 5 bolt construction of it. But it's basic, but I should admit that screen filter always pushes separately here. And here we can see the installation of our fuel level sensor. We provide our sensors with separate extended sections, which allows for our partners to save some money on delivery services, because you receive these sensors like, oh, my bad, sorry. You receive this kind of stuff separately, so it's no need to buy 2 meters full level sensors with 2 meters. Just try to imagine how cost will be. You need some kind of 1,000 of full level sensors, and you need 2 meters. Just try to imagine what will be the cost of the delivery. And our meters, as you can see, could be extended up to 6 meters with such sections, and we can cut our full level sensors up to 50 millimeters. But to be honest, I can't just even imagine where you can use such small full level sensor. Also, as you can see, here is the link to our YouTube channel. You can visit our channel on YouTube to see different installations, how our differential full level sensors work, like DUT-E to buy, how to provide data after we're trying to change different types of fuel. So next one, it's like the simple one installation. We always recommend to install fuel level sensor to a geometrical center of the fuel tank. But sometimes we have very advanced cases when we need to use sensors to install sensor in very complex tanks. Probably buses. Buses have very, very complex tanks when we need sometimes to install our full level sensor, 2 or 3 full level sensors. It also could be, and it's not a problem for our sensors. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Probably we have some delay, just a moment. Okay, probably we lost connection. Никто, наверное, меня не видит, да? Okay, do you hear me right now? I hope we solve all our technical issues. Yeah, we are sorry for that. Yeah, okay, I see me. Right now I'm trying to change to the next slide. Once again, small delay. Okay, hope right now it's fine with our stream. On this slide, you can see how our software is looking on. It's configuration service software. Here you can see how we make a calibration table, make different points of that. Also, the main function that I could admit here that you can, after calibration and make all configuration, you can save that profile and to load it to other sensors. It's very important function when you need to work with a lot of trucks or a lot of tanks that are similar. You know, it's rather difficult stuff to make calibration of all sensors. So if you have like 2,000 of such sensors and you need to install it, so you just need to save the profile and you can just load that this profile to all other sensors. Here you can see configuration over Bluetooth. It allows you to configure sensor wireless from your smartphone if sensor had the label IoT Burger. You can use your Android smartphone or tablet. To do that, S6BT adapter should be connected to the sensor, that's all. And here you can see just some of our cases. It's probably not only 1% of cases that we had made for a lot of years. So here we can see the case in Mexico when 150 tracks are equipped with our full level sensor DUT-E 232 full, and what we get after that full theft was stopped. What results? It's 25% full expenses decrease. Just imagine how much money the customer could save after that. It's the most interesting one because it's not very famous. It's light masts. It's like, you know, autonomous light masts anyway have full tanks, which should be equipped with full level sensors if you want to monitor their full level and full volume. It was used in carriers in Australia, and the result was that fuel and maintenance expenses decreased by 20%. And one more interesting about complex and unusual shapes of tanks. When we need to install our full level sensors in very complex tanks, but on this picture is not very complex, you can visit our website. We have solution for complex tanks with so different shapes when you need to install full level sensor, not only in vertical position, but sometimes in different angles, or to install full level sensors in cascade mode. And we can make calibration even by 3D modeling of full levels of full tank. And also, you can remember that we can get data, and from analog sensor from two sensor to one tracker, we can use our additional device, which we are calling summator. It summarizes data from two sensors, or if we are talking about S232 interface, we can summarize near 8 sensors and to transmit data to one tracker. It's probably the most famous part of using full level sensors is construction machines. You know, it's probably here full level sensors must be. It's installed. Full level sensors are installed on 300 and more vehicles construction company. The result was insane. We save near 50% fuel economy of tippers. And if you are talking about special machines, you know, we sometimes facing with fuel thefts, and the result was insane. As you could see, it was 30 and 40% of saving money. And to summarize my talk about full level sensor, so what should we pay attention more? That our full level sensors can send up to 25 parameters and events, full level in millimeters, full volume in volume in percents, temperature about fuel, and so on. And once again, I see that it's rather old presentation, because right now we made new firmware for our full level sensor, which allows us full monitoring in 16 full tanks. I mean, we can connect to one system by using our CAN bus S6 technology to connect 16 full level sensors to one GPS tracker. And that's what we called S6 technology. Also, we can say that sometimes if you need to work with very dirty fuel, you can use our screen filter to protect it from water and to protect fuel props from mold. And also, we should admit that we can provide our full sensors with 6 meters length, and we provide it all sections separately to help our customers, to help our partners to save more money. It's like popularity of our full level sensor, but I should say that in Africa, nowadays we ship probably in all countries, or in all countries. Also, you can see that our full level sensors can work with a lot of telematics gateways, GPS trackers like Galileo, Sky, QuickLink, Teltonica, Ruptela, and so on. We have right now some cases with different American trackers. You can visit our website and you can see how many, even signed on manufacturing level compatibilities we have. Again, we can see on this slide a little bit mistake. On that year, we celebrate our 20th anniversary. So you're welcome to Minsk, Belarus. Hope sooner the news in the world and about these viruses will be better. Also, all our sensors have different types of certification, explode protection, and so on. For that time, we for sure can say that we equip more than 500,000 of vehicles and stationary objects with our full-level sensors. Also, I recommend to visit these links, and especially a document center where you can find a lot of technical stuff, many leaflets, presentation about our products, manuals, and so on. Also, you can visit YouTube channel with different installation presentation where we're trying to test our products like axle sensors, full level sensors, full flow meters, and so on. So it's the end of the presentation. If you like it a lot, you can connect to your sales manager, or you can connect through our common chat in the website, and we will share with that presentation to you. So let's get back down to your questions. I'll try to give you answer on it. Okay. Can the sensor detect water in the full tank? No, it doesn't work, because if water touch the tubes, you will get circuit cut. But you can install mood filter on it, and it also detects from water. And you will understand that when when water going up and when it go to touch the sensor, you will understand that there are a lot of water in the tank. There is a lot of water in the tank, and it's better to remove it from the tank. So the next question is it possible to connect sensor remotely or change setting remotely? If we are talking about IoT burger technology, yes, you can do that, but also it mostly depends on GPS tracker that you use. Okay, next question. And how can bus connect it with sensors? By the kind of cables I can show you on the stand. You see here two full level sensors, which connects by cable T connectors, and it's going by one cable system to GPS tracker by one input. Every sensor has his unique address, like 101, 102, and then tracker with CAN bus can understand about what addresses we are talking about and what data each sensor has at that time. Okay, next question. Next, please. Can we check configuration remotely? Once again, it depends if our sensor is with IoT burger technology, and if your tracker allows it to do. Next. No, it doesn't, because it. Sorry, I forgot to read the question. The S6BT adapter works with DUT-E analog input. No, it's work only with full level sensors with CAN bus. What tools do you have that can be used to measure fuel loss theft? Also, what logic is used to detect fuel theft? Probably if you already had faced with working with walked full level sensors and how the information presented on your platform, you can see on the graphic different if fuel theft, the graphic is going down. And sensor head processor has its own software in the head of the body, and it can detect such changes by itself. And for example, full level sensors with GSM model, full level sensor DUT-E GSM could detect such events in the head of the body and to send even SMS notification to you on your smartphone that it was some changes. Do you have SDKs for your controllers if someone wants to add your telematics units on existing IoT platform? Yes, it's not a problem. You can use our sensors to with any trackers and to get data on any platforms. Okay, next one. Does the DUT to buyer measure the level with same accuracy at the joint of two rods? Yes, sure. Also, that you need is to calibrate. For example, okay, you have different types of fuel: diesel fuel and biodiesel. You can make calibration only on diesel, and later, if you will fill up the tank with another fuel, anyway, the sensor will understand that with the third electrode, and you will give the real data about it. Okay, the next one. What is the maximum IP rating of fuel sensor that can be provided if we have to use the sensor in the tank that is few feet underground? What is the expected performance in terms of environmental impacts? As you saw in the beginning of our presentation, also you can visit our website. It's open information. Our IP rating is 57, so it will work fine underground. It's scent can't spoil it, because even of this strong construction, we fill up our plate, our electronic plate with chemical compound to protect it from water, sand, and so on. Next one. Won't the filter affect accuracy of sensor given the gap it levels between the rod and the bottom of the tank? No, it doesn't, because this screen filter it protects from water, but diesel has another chemical. How to say it? It has another chemical construction, so fuel can be through that filter, and it's fine. It's protect only from water and mud. Okay, the next one. What is the difference between using the sensor and reading the machinery CAN bus? Because when you reading CAN bus, you get not direct information about fuel. You will receive only the data from the floating. You know, tanks have floating sensor, which accuracy is really bad, and you will get only this information with huge inaccuracy. And accuracy can be sometimes near 20, sometimes even 30%. So it's not the main idea to control fuel from CAN bus. From CAN bus, you can receive more interesting information about fuel consumption from engine, but it's also not direct fuel consumption. Better to use fuel flow meter. You can get data about is seatbelt is seatbelt of the driver is on, some more different parameters of engine, oil temperature, RPM, and so on. Okay, next. What is the sensor technology used? E.g., I don't understand what is E.g., ultrasonic or pressure, etc. Sorry, but we don't provide ultrasonic sensor because we tried to research the market of ultrasonic sensors, but we find out for ourselves that inaccuracy of such sensors are very huge, and right now, at that moment, there are no better sensors, full level sensors in the tank than like that with tubes and with capacitive operation principle. Okay, next one. What is the range of permeability that DUT to bio can measure? You know, it's better to look on our website. We have really nice specification about permittivity, about full chemicals, and so on, where you can see the real number and the real information about that. Because right now I'm afraid that I will make some mistakes by answering on the questions. Okay, next one. Okay, Hafiz question is, my fuel tank is in container. Will DUT-E performance will be affected? No, it doesn't. It's not a problem. You can get the data about fuel level and even is in container. Okay, next one. How many calibration rows can we add? At that moment, as I remember, we can add about 60 points of calibration rows. Okay, next one. Adil's question is, do you have simple sensor that gives only full empty status? Probably you can use every full level sensors like that, so you can make only calibration on two types, like full load of fuel and full empty. And yes, it's possible, but I can't understand what's the reason to use full level sensors like that. But yes, we can do that. Oh, it's a big question from Bernard. One common issue seen with full level sensors on heavy machinery is when they walk on slopes, and this then affects the reading of fuel level. Often this can trigger a fuel theft alarm because the level has gone down, but then when the vehicles go back on level ground, it comes to normal. This is then a false alarm. Does your system recognize this scenario? I mean, when the vehicle is on a slope? It's a rather good question, and especially it's a very important question for heavy machinery and mining equipment. Yeah, for that cases, we recommend to make more filtration or in the head of the sensor or on your platform, on your software, to make like filtration and to get data about fuel per 20 or per 10 minutes. Or the best way to control fuel for mining equipment and for heavy machinery is to use our fuel flow meters, because tractors, big trucks, their ground is always changing, their fuel is floating in the tank. So in that case, you can direct fuel from fuel lines, from supply line, from return line, and you can understand the real fuel that was consumed. But also you can use these two devices in one system. You can use and fuel flow meter and fuel level sensor in one system. Okay, next one. Mohammed is asking, can I interface fuel sensor with microcontroller? Yes, you can. We have many cases with SCADA. We provide our fuel level sensors with Modbus interfaces. So yes, it's not a problem. Mohammed asked again, can we reset readings of fuel sensor? Yeah, you can connect with service adapter and reset all readings. Okay, next one. Dilip is asking, what accuracy do you commit on your sensors? As I told you, we can commit 1% of an accuracy, but you can go to our website and find there our automatical calibration station. This station allows to make accuracy of our sensors much better, and this station can do all the work about calibration. It can fill up the full tank by itself, and it creates calibration tables, and it creates calibration points in calibration tables by itself. So as I told you earlier, you can make you a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and while you drink it, all calibration will do by this station. Okay, next one. Which types of fuel pumps was good for calibration, mechanical or digital? I think it don't affect a lot if you will use mechanical or digital. You can use both of that. Okay, next one. How easy is to access your devices? I mean, sales and support, especially in Nigeria. Do you have a local supplier or we have to order online? We already have many cases in Nigeria. It's a rather big market right now, probably one of the biggest markets in Africa. It's not a problem nowadays to contact with your sales manager, to write in our comment chat on the website. Believe me, our sales manager help you from technical side to deliver goods to Nigeria. It's quite easy stuff, and no reason to worry about that. Okay, next one. Adil is asking, what is your advice for underground tanks? And we should go wireless. Or I think you mean, or we should go wireless. There is no way to dig or have cables. It is petrol station and high flammable environment. Yeah, in that case, I could recommend you to use our wireless fuel level sensors with DUT-E technology. Also, you can connect it with, as you can see, our CAN-UP. You see here is the core of the whole system. We provide this device with also BLE. which you can install far from fuel level sensors. From last tests, as I remember, we have distance between our CNAP telematics gateway and our BLE fuel level sensor near 100 meters, and it works fine. It receives data, so it will be not a problem to get data without any cables. And yes, we have certificates about explosion environment. Okay, next one. Dilip is asking, which device do you recommend with your sensors? For us, it will be a big pleasure if you will use our CNAP, our telematics gateway that we produce. But sometimes, it's rather advanced device, and you can use different manufacturers, like Self-diagnostics, Locarus, QuickLink. We provide and produce our full level sensors with analog interfaces, CAN bus, BLE. It will work fine with a lot of devices. So don't worry about that. You also can connect with our sales manager, our technical support. They will help you to choose the right model of the device. So it's not a problem. Okay, next one. Will you tell more about Bluetooth level sensors next week? I hope so. Boris, also you can connect to sales manager. You can make negotiation between your sales manager to write to our chat. It's not a problem. We can make a call and to give you presentation manuals and technical details about our wireless full level sensors. But I hope that maybe next week we will provide this webinar and about Bluetooth level sensors. Jose is asking, apart from fuel, what other liquids can be read with the sensors? With DUT-E to buy a full level sensor, we can measure a lot of more different types of liquid, not only diesel. We can measure biodiesel, other liquids. Sometimes we can measure even oil. And as I remember, one time we have a case. It sounds a little bit insane, but yes, we have it. As I heard from my technical support, sometimes we need to measure milk. So yes, you're right. We can measure different types of liquid. Okay, next one. Sorry, it was again mistake. Technical issue. Basil is asking right now, ref to Adil question. To Adil, but will the BLE sensor work with petrol tank, which is few feet underground? Yes, we recommend to use our full level sensor to bio, which works with petrol tanks. It can measure petrol fuel, and also it has the same IP 57. It's not a problem to measure petrol fuel underground. Okay, next one. Oh, sorry. One more. I made a mistake. You asking about BLE sensor. Yes, anyway, we have explosion certificate about it, so no worry about petrol tanks and underwater with our BLE technology sensors. Okay, next one. Hafiz is asking, if I'm using the BLE fuel sensor inside a container and the telematics transceiver is in the driver cockpit, will be there any issues? Are if usually affected inside metal cover? Yeah, if you were talking about many metal covers, yeah, it can affect it. So, but how it's affected the distance between tracker and between full level sensor will be less. That's all. But if we are talking about vehicles or stationary objects anyway, this tracker will be near the sensors, maybe in 20 or 30 meters. So it will be fine anyway. Okay, next one. Boris is asking again, I mean, are you going to make a webinar on Bluetooth sensor? Your event is described as series of webinars. Yes, yes. It will be the series, and I could ask my marketing department to make a special presentation about Bluetooth sensor, so you can be sure that it will be, because if we are receiving a question about that, it will be. Okay, next one. Muhammad asks, when will you tell us about full flow meters? I think we will tell about full flow meters on the next week. Probably we'll talk also about wide range about our full flow meters, because we have with one chamber differential, with two chambers, big full flow meters for marine niches, like for vessels, big diesel generators. We have more huge. We have huge full flow meters, which are called full industrial. Yeah, it's quite a lot of stuff about that, quite a lot of information. So yes, we will have on the next week. So you will get email notification on your address. So pay attention. Yes, we'll do that. And Boris is asking again, thank you. We'll be waiting for webinar date. Yeah, thank you, you too, for your connection. Thank you for your questions. Basil is asking, my question is about the Bluetooth penetration when the tank is underground. Will the BLE signal reach your gateway, which is many meters away? I understand right now that you have rather specific projects, so better to contact with your sales manager, to contact with our technical support. We will understand the shim of how sensors and what is the distance between the sensor and tracker will be, and for sure we'll give you some advices where better to install tracker to receive data from sensor. Okay, next one. Okay, next question is explosive certification and how safe are the sensors to use? Yes, you can. Yes, as I told you, we have explosive certifications for our full level sensors. You can register in our document center to find all these certificates, find manuals, or you can write to your sales manager, to write in our chat, to give, to share with your email address, and we can send this certification to you directly. Okay, next one. Oh, as I see, it's not question. Okay. I hope that you enjoy our presentation, and hope you're staying safe and keep yourself at homes at these troubleshooting times, and pay attention to our email notifications. We will send you links where you can connect to other webinars. So hope you are doing great right now and hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for your attention.